Personal booklet. That result.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your broadcaster speaking on behalf of SESN, bringing to you live from the corner of Edgar and Dave. It's the pregame show for game day 32 of season 27 of the HCBBL between the Chicago Ravens and the Seattle Sonics. It was a disappointing loss last night for the traveling Sonics on their one-day stint in St. Louis, where the pennant-hungry Aces came from behind on multiple occasions to vanquish the Sonics by a final score of 8-6. Although Seattle played admirably and took a 4-1 lead and had a small comeback of their own to knot the score at 6-6 going into the 7th, there was to be no more from Puget Sound bats. Reliever Gabriel Plays of the Sonics took the loss after surrendering a 2 RBI double in the bottom of the 7th, while Acarius took the win, slugging through 7 innings of relief to the tune of 2 runs on 5 hits while striking out 4. Offensively from the Sonics, a few men stood out, good and bad. Alex Zorius went 1 for 4 with a run scored and 2 RBIs. Puerto Rican went 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Villanaris went 2 for 4 with a run scored. And negatively, Echo went 0 for 4 at the top of the lineup, although he did have an RBI off a fielder's choice bunt. Seattle tonight is looking to both eliminate Chicago and ensure that they have at least a chance of taking a tiebreak spot come Sunday night, if not an outright playoff spot, depending on circumstances today and on that game day 33. Chicago, on the other hand, must win and hope results go in their favor elsewhere as well. The Ravens are coming off an exciting 4-1 victory over Milwaukee and are currently on a dramatic down-the-stretch push with a 4-game winning streak, 3 of those wins over teams currently in the playoffs as of tonight. Sonics, on the other hand, are on a 4-game losing streak in the order of the Chicago Breeze, Washington, a 16-0 mercy by Milwaukee, and of course St. Louis as mentioned. In 2 of the 4 games, Chicago and of course Milwaukee, Seattle stood no chance and was walked over. In the other 2 games, they had chances to win, but folded to lose damning chances for important victories before they slipped out of the playoffs following the loss to Milwaukee. The pitching has been porous, with the Sonics missing their important arms and the inconsistent availability of valuable middle lineup men like X5 Owen and Pikachu. This has left the Sonics team a little bit weaker in terms of power in both the field and in the batter's box. As for Chicago, they have a healthy mix of arm and bat, and although I am indeed the Sonics broadcaster, I do have to say that the Ravens are the favorites coming into tonight. With that said, let's take a look at the standings and situations before moving to the out-of-league scores. In first place is St. Louis, 21-10. In second place, Milwaukee, 20-11. In third, Chicago Breeze, 19-12. In fourth, Philadelphia, 16-13. All 4 teams mentioned are guaranteed a playoff spot. In fifth position, Washington, 16-15. Tied for 6, Arizona and Iowa, 15-16. Tied for 8th, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, 14-17. In 11th, Chicago Ravens, 13-18. In 12th, Baltimore, 7-24, and they, of course, are eliminated. With that mentioned, now for playoff and elimination scenarios, St. Louis clinches the pennant and a first-round bye if they win tonight and Milwaukee loses. Washington will clinch today if they win, or San Francisco and Seattle both lose. Arizona and Iowa both clinch playoff spots if they win, and San Francisco and Seattle both lose, while the Chicago Ravens are eliminated if they lose or Iowa and Arizona win, and San Francisco, Seattle, and Portland are all individually eliminated if any of these 3 teams lose and Iowa and Arizona win. With that, the games today at the 8 o'clock Eastern slot coinciding with ours, Arizona at St. Louis, and of course Sonics would prefer the Aces win the pennant. Baltimore and San Francisco favoring Baltimore. Chicago Ravens and Seattle, of course. And the 9 o'clock Eastern slot, Chicago Breeze play Iowa, and of course Seattle favors Chicago. Portland plays Milwaukee. Seattle favors Milwaukee. Philadelphia and Washington. Seattle favors Philadelphia. In other words, the Sonics, Ravens, and Jailbirds are the only teams who are yet to clinch that are not playing both a contending team and a playoff lock team. Baltimore, of course, is going to be stuck in the cellar no matter what happens in those final 2 games, but naturally we hope to cause a major shock tonight by beating San Francisco. For the other 4 teams not playing in our game, they face individual Goliathan proportions and will hope to cause upsets of their own in order to stay alive. Of course, none of this matters if Seattle doesn't win tonight. They need to win. And of course, it's the Chicago Ravens in the same boat. So with that, let's go to the out-of-league scores from the Winter Olympic Games. In international hockey, the Italian women 0, U.S. women 6 in the quarterfinal for the women's hockey medals. Switzerland men 1, Canada men 5 in the preliminary stage. In men's free skate, Molin of the United States was in pole position to win gold, but he not only lost the podium entirely, he lost his medal naturally. He allowed Shaidorov of Kazakhstan to win a surprising gold medal. Shaidorov had his career best performance in a free skate to win the gold. In PGA, that's golf, at AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am after the second round, Bahadia Hisasune are tied for first at -15. Fowler and Burns tied for third at -14. Lee of New Zealand in fifth, -12. And now on to soccer. English FA Cup. Hull City 0, Chelsea 4. Neto had a hat trick and Estevao added on one of his own. Wrexham 1, Ipswich Town 0. Josh Windass sent Wrexham on with a 34th minute finish into the bottom left-hand corner. Now on to the French Liga. Reims 3, Paris Saint-Germain 1. Tamari, Lepol, and Bolo all scored to set up a chance for Lens to retake pole position, with Dembele providing a consolation goal. In Italian Serie A, Pisa 1, AC Milan 2. Bottom side Pisa, I believe they're 20th, gave AC Milan a scare when Loyola equalized in the 71st minute following Loftus-Cheek's 39th minute goal. But Luka Modric made up for Niklas Füllkrug's 56th minute penalty miss by putting one into the net in the 85th minute to take all 3 points. And lastly, in the German Bundesliga, Dortmund 4, Mainz 0. Guirassy had a double. Baya and Bensebaini added on with goals of their own. Ryerson had a first half hat trick of assists as Dortmund keep the pressure on Bayern Munich at the top, and Mainz has the pressure on them via the bottom from some of the teams near relegation. So that's all I have to offer for today in the pregame. We'll stand by for first pitch. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you in a minute. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here in Seattle, ready for the first pitch. Of course, it's Chicago Ravens to bat first, and then Seattle Sonics, who will take the field. I'm not entirely too sure who the starting pitcher will be today. Looks like Echo's first heading out to the field, but not to the mound. Chicago Ravens have a good pitcher in Fast K Jammer. Bellinaris pitched last game, took the loss. Well, actually didn't take the loss, took no decision, but gave up 6 runs over 6 innings. All right, here we go now. Cactus Pro steps in for the Ravens. Oh, let me get my scoreboard up. That's my mistake. All right, pardon that. Well, I think it's definitely fair to say that at this point in the standings, I mean in the season, that all the stats are very legitimate and not inflated. Of course, in a shorter season league, you're gonna have higher batting averages. It's natural. They always go down over the course of a season. I mean, it's the reason why no one's batted 400 in the major league since Ted Williams, 406, 1946 American League. Well, looks like Oriferius is going to be the one to take the hill. Bellinaris standing behind Ninja. I think he's going to go in and catch. Just seen a murder on the diamond. Oh, yes, sir. Oriferius to take the mound. Hasn't appeared in a while. As, did he just get intentionally passed? I believe so. Well, either way, first pitch not yet underway. Here it comes. That is lifted out to right field and will fall for a base hit. So first pitch of the day and 2 runners are on. Kixlery with a single. Let me turn on the audio. I forgot to do that. Oh, it is on. Thank goodness. Okay. Well, anyways, Executive Ed now stepping up. First pitch in there for a strike. Check down. First baseman not playing on the bag. Oriferius, one of the few right-hand pitchers in the league, one of the few right-handers in general, as everyone loves to play left-handed. So that one's taken low and away, ball 1. Pitch is pretty good most of the time. I believe he got shellacked his last time out. That is lifted to right field, where it will be caught for the first out. So Executive Ed down first. On the top half of the first here. There's at first and second. And up steps Tempted. First Chicago Raven to join the server before the game started. Batting here in the cleanup spot at good clip, 366. And here's the first pitch. It's down the heart of the plate. 4, strike 1. So it's as Oriferius delivers the 0-1. Taken. Ball 1. It's Cactus Pro at second base and Kixlery at first. And here's the 1-1 as bounded foul, first base side. Oh. The 1-2 now from Oriferius is outside, ball 2, uncompetitive pitch, evens the count. And here it comes. Wow, first base side. We'll do it again. And the right-hander yields. High. Count is full now at 3-2. So Temptays are looking to get a hold of a good one. The payoff pitch. Throws him on the corner. 4, strike 3. Well, a great pitch there by Laura Furious. Nails Temptazer. Just a heater that caught the low and away corner. And that change in speed is what prevented him from getting a hold of it, as he did not have the correct winding. So there's 2 down now, and 2 on, and here's the pitch. That is hit to center field, where that will be caught for the 3rd out. So it's no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And the score after 1/2 an inning, Chicago nothing, and Seattle coming to bat here in the bottom half of the 1st. So Jammer does not look like he's going out to the mound. I don't remember when he pitched. I think he did pitch recently, though. Kicks already at shortstop, I believe. I forget his name at first base. I know who it is, though. Saw him in the server earlier. Eli, maybe. Well, either way, here's Dreadlord, Chicago captain, putting the playoff hopes in his own hands. So Echo went 0 for 4 last time around. RBI on a fielder's choice. It was supposed to be a sacrifice bunt, and that's taken outside 1-0. Supposed to be a sacrifice bunt, but the fielder, I think it was the 3rd baseman, as that's 1-1. Whoever fielded it, maybe the shortstop, I can't remember, knew they weren't going to get the out at home. So they went to go to 3rd base, as here comes the 1-1, and that's drilled up the middle, and it will fall in front of the center fielder for a leadoff single for Echo. Oh, anyways, finish my story as I'm recalling it, as it's, of course, been 2 days now. I don't always have the finest memory, as June steps in, left-handed bat. But either way, I think they caught the guy in a rundown. Echo ended up on 2nd base, actually baited the throw into the outfield, which could have given the man running for 3rd a chance. That is hit up the middle, right center field, but it will be caught for the 1st out. I can't get my story through. Either way, it ended up with a runner on 2nd and a run scoring and an out. But as that's a flat center field, and up steps Bellinger, team's slugging star. It's just a very interesting turn of events. I wish you were all there to see it. Well, either way, 1-0. Ball is high. Echo dancing off at first. Not taking too big of a lead. And here's the pitch. Ball 2. There's Echo at first. Infield. Shaded towards the middle. Playing at standard def. And the 2-0 is taken for a strike. On deck should probably be Captain Bellinaris of the Seattle team. And here's 2-1. Curved in there again. And it's 2-2. Well, Bellinger yet to lift his bat off his shoulder. And here comes the pitch. That is high, ball 3. So another full count here, 1 for either side. Echo hoping Bellinger can find something good to hit. And here comes the pitch from Dreadlord. Another fast one. Hit to left center field. That's going to split the outfielders and fall. Rounding 2nd and heading 3rd is Echo. He was off with the swing. Bellinger in at 2nd. The throw to the plate. Slide. Kelly slide. He's safe for the 1st. Seattle run. It's 1-0 Sonics. Bellinger with an RBI double. Well, timely piece of hitting there, as it is indeed Bellinaris to the plate. RBI double for Bellinger. Almost hit a home run there. Bellinaris takes the first pitch for a ball. He was 2 for 4 on Wednesday, with a double play as well, but a run scored. And here's the 1-0 from Dreadlord. Looking to prevent the damage here as that gets the inside corner, strike 1. One's down the board here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Bottom half of the first. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Bad pitch. Guessing. Caught guessing, Valinaris, I should say. Probably expecting something a little faster. It's a slow one way inside. And the 1-2 now from Dreadlord is inside again. Ball 2. Well, it's ready on ready today, which is a rare occurrence in this league. Pretty over-the-top delivery, and here it comes. That is hit out to left field. It is going to be caught by the shortstop, ranging back to record the second out of the inning. Up steps Doogie. Doogie, the ex-Los Angeles player. Los Angeles is now Portland. They are tied in the standings with Seattle after being in last place for most of the season. They escaped the cellar in dramatic fashion and are also looking for a playoff spot. Well, Doogie pops that one to pitcher. Will do in the bottom half of the first, but not before Bellinger doubles home Echo. It's 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on, and the score after 1 full inning. Seattle 1 and the Chicago Ravens nothing. So to the top half of the second we go, or if you're still on the mound, and here's Choate. I can't remember. It's partially due to the fact that they changed teams mid-season. Can't remember if Choate got traded for this team. Swings at the first pitch. It's popped just shy of second base. Orpheus is there to make the catch, as the middle infielders were shaded too far back to safely make that play. And up step PCB now, and this is a man I do know who was traded, I believe from the Chicago Breeze. Definitely been helping with their late season playoff push. Well, righty on lefty now. First out in the top half of the second on a pop-up to pitcher. Here's the pitch. High, down the middle, but high. Ball 1. Tight curve there. And the 1-0 is in there for a strike. Evens the count, and 1's down the board. So Orpheus delivers. Swung out in front of it and missed. That ball curved out of the zone for the second strike. Or likes his pitch now, and here comes. It's low and in for ball 2. So it's 2-2 now as PCB calls time. Yes, he is in fact PCB 0707. Well, either way, steps in. And we're ready now for the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Oh, caught looking for strike 3. And down goes PCB. And brings up Father, batting in the 8th position today for Chicago. Beautiful strikeout pitch for Orpheus there. How about that? Well, either way, first offering to Father is belted to the batter's eye in center field, and it's over and gone for a home run. That will tie the score at 1 apiece here with 2 outs in the top half of the second. Fowler just was guessing, first pitch swinging, and he connected with a walloping beauty. Ties the score at 1 apiece now, and not something that the Sonics wanted. They wanted a shutdown inning. Orpheus didn't like the pitch there. Well, either way, here's the Captain Dreadlord, batting at a calamitous 2-11 this far into the season. Well, steps in as I accidentally wrote Dreadlord into my scorecard. For those of you who don't know, I do keep score every game, as that's taken ball 1. Infield left to right, Gabriel plays, Echo, Bellinger, and I think that's Doogie, I can't really tell, as that's taken down the plate 1-1. Here, we'll zoom in here. That is not Doogie. 1-1 on his way. Bounded foul, third base side. 1-2 the count. Well, due up after is Cactus Pro, who has intentionally walked before a pitch was thrown in this game, and Kixlery in the hole, singled. 2-2 now. The ace deuce is wild at 2-2-2. Always say ace is wild. I don't remember what the right saying is. can correct me sometime. Either way, 2-2 on its way. Hit down the right field line. That will fall there and hit the warning track. Rounding first and heading to second is Dreadlord, and will retreat at about halfway as Echo gets the cutoff. And it's a 2-out single. And indeed, up comes Cactus Bro. Intentionally walked again. So, first and second now, with 2 out. A bold gamble here by Captain Velenaris, putting complete faith in Orifurious here to get the out here in Kixelry. Kixelry had a nice single. Last time up, fouls that one. The third between the catcher and third base. No play there. 2 up in the bottom half of the second is 6-7-8 for the Sonics. And as I didn't get the line beforehand, I don't know. Either way, that is hit out to right field and a diving catch made. Oh, how about that? A beautiful, beautiful play there out in right field. And the pitcher, Orifurious, who's coming to bat now, mighty grateful. What a robbery there. That would have scored at least a run. Well, in the top half of the second, it's 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 2 left. Score after 1.5, Chicago 1 and Seattle 1. So Orifurious, certainly not acquired for his bat, came into the Sonics batting at about 225, and you see where it is now, just under 190, far below the Mendoza line. Either way, he has been an important acquisition for the Sonics. First game as a Sonic, he won the game in relief, I believe, and then he started the next day, pitched well, unfortunately lost. Either way, he's been a steady influence on the pitching rotation. 1-0 from Dreadlord is about to be followed, and here it comes. And he swung and mistimed with the curve. Orifurious, a bit of a straightaway hitter. Trouble with the curve, as you saw there, and 1-1 now the count. Right-hander delivers, and that is far outside, and Orifurious caught swatting flies. Count now 1-2. Dreadlord in good shape, despite giving up a single and a double in the bottom half of the first at 20 pitches. At 21 now, as that's taken upstairs, ball 2. So Orifurious with a good eye there after a bad eye and pitch prior. 2-2 on its way, and here it comes. Low and in, ball 3, and Orifurious has battled back to a full count and takes time here. Steps back in. Dreadlord is already ready with the pitch, and here it comes. It's a beautiful curve, fouled, first base side. Orifurious stays alive there. Just a timely swat away. That's what you want to do as a contact man. Just stay alive and get a good pitch to Lace. And the payoff pitch again is fast and fouled, first base side. Father, I believe, at the first sack could not make the play because they're in the proper positioning. Well, we'll do it again at 3-2. Oh, Dreadlord didn't like the pitch. Steps off the rubber, regains his bearings. Orifurious calls time as well. Couple practice swings outside the box. Both are ready now, and here's the pitch again. And Orifurious laces it up the middle, but gets not enough of it as it flies center field. But a great at-bat there by the pitcher. Really worked against a long count there, as here's Riley Kias. Riley, as he grounds that one weakly out to third to first in time. As I was going to say, played a major factor in his debut when he helped a 8-run comeback against Los Angeles, now Portland. So there's 2 outs now, just like that. Or Gabriel plays. Gabriel plays the losing pitcher in relief against St. Louis. In 2 innings, gave up 2 runs. Here's the pitch. 1-0, ball high. Gabriel's been a timely bat down the stretch. Perhaps could do a little better in the average department. He has had some lacking days, but overall good acquisition. Weakly grounded to first. That will do it in the bottom half of the second. So 1-2-3 the Sonics went. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. To the top half of the third we go. The score remains Chicago 1 and the Seattle Sonics 1. It's going to be Executive Ed, Temp Taser, and Fast K Jammer coming up 3, 4, 5. Executive Ed is ready. Flew out to right field last time up in the first. And the pitch from Orpheus. High, ball 1. Always likes to start off batters with a high, fast curve. Perhaps that might bite him if they figure out his routine, as that clips the corner. Strike 1, evens the count. All three of these men made out in the first inning, and Orpheus looking. Oh, well, that's not going to be a 1-2-3 inning, as that is ripped to center field and gone. Just get off the batter guy. Not hit as well, but hit far enough nonetheless. Well, home run for Chicago, and just like that, they've taken a 2-1 lead. So, Executive Ed gets a hold of one, sends it a long ways, and now the score, as I said, 2-1. Fourth man up, Temp Taser, struck out looking last time up. Orpheus really needs to settle down here. 2 bad pitches, 2 home runs, punished right away. Practice swing from Temp Taser now. With the waggle, and here comes the pitch. Down the heart of the plate for the first strike. The 1. Outside. Ball 1. Now here's the 1-1. It's hit up the middle, but it's gonna be dropped in between the fielders. It's a Texas League double for Temp Taser, running all the way. And now there is 1 on in scoring position for Fast K Jammer. So a bit unlucky there. Orpheus made a good pitch, got weak contact. Shortstop and center fielder could not make the play both. Echo at shortstop, I believe. I'm not entirely too sure who the center fielder is. I didn't quite catch them from this angle. Here's the pitch. High. Your scores in the other games across the league. Top of the third in Arizona, as that swung on missed, strike 1. St. Louis, nothing. Arizona, 1. That's St. Louis third, as I tell you. In Baltimore, San Francisco Jailbirds, 5. Baltimore, nothing. It's the Baltimore second. That's hit in the air, not very far. Gabriel Place has it, gets mossed by Orpheus for the first out in the inning. So up steps Choate now. Choate last time up, popped to pitcher. So Orpheus looking for some more weak contact here, and here's the pitch. Hit, foul, down the third base line into the seats. 0-1. Well, just a bit early on that. Didn't let it get into the plate enough, or that might have been down the line. Well, the 0-1 now is on its way, and that is hit weakly, high. First base has it, and Bellinger dives under him to make the play. So it's a pop out of the second base. One of these days they're going to mess up my scorecard. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. By the way, PCB is here. Last time up, gave us a good view of the back of his jersey before striking out looking for the second out in the second. Well, a runner in scoring position here is Temp Taser, as the 1-0 is on its way. Low, but in there for a strike. Valinaris' antlers are messing up with my camera. It's a bit unfortunate, as the 1-1 is inside ball 2. Inside strike 2, excuse me. You know, I always say that caffeine doesn't affect me, but it seems like as that's weakly tapped to first base and caught for the third out, seems like I just always say I need caffeine. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Well, either way, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. To the bottom half of the third we go. And score now, Chicago 2 and Seattle 1. It's going to be Jerwar, the first baseman, up to bat. It'll be 9-1-2. Jerwar, Echo, and June. Red Lord, Chicago captain, still on the mound. His team has the lead, and this could be an important victory. Once again, if Arizona and Iowa, as that pitch comes in, and that's lined 2 on 1/2 second base, excuse me, for the first out. Once again, if Arizona and Iowa win, and if San Francisco lost, they would be eliminated. If Seattle lost, they would be eliminated. If Chicago lost, they would definitely be eliminated. And if Portland lose, they will be eliminated. Portland will play at the 9 o'clock start. I have the games here. That's inside on Echo. Ball 1. Once again, I already read you the scores at the 8 o'clock slot. Arizona and St. Louis. Arizona leading 1-0. Baltimore and San Francisco. San Francisco leading 5-0. Ball inside, a 2-0. At 9 o'clock, you'll see the Chicago Breeze play Iowa. You'll see Portland play Milwaukee. And you'll see Philadelphia play Washington. So once again, all 3 teams. There's 3 teams that are not playoff secured playing 3 teams that are playoff secured. Major playoff ramifications at stake. And what's more, first seed at stake today. If St. Louis win and Milwaukee lose, St. Louis wins the pennant with 1 game to play. Well, either way, as we've been talking, the 3-0 is on its way. It's hit through the 3-4 gap, and it's going to be an infield single for Echo. As I could not get to the wide angle in time, excuse me for that. Either way, 1 on and 1 away here for June. June flew out to center last time up, gave it a good ride, but not far enough. First pitch from Jammer. Kick, line, delivery. Low, but in there. Strike 1. Bellinger on deck had the RBI double that drove home Echo on a mad dash from first. The pitch now is high, ball 1. Good eye there from June to not pull around. 1-1 again. Ball 2, high. Don't know why I said again. Excuse me. It's been a long day. I got 97 on my physics test. I got that score result today. I'm very happy, but, you know, big weight off my shoulders. Took away some of my energy. That is ripped up the middle. That is gonna hit the warning track and bounce off. Echo rounding third, and he's gonna head home. June is in there safely. Head first slide. Here's the play at the plate. Echo is safe to tie the score at 2 apiece. It's Chicago 2 and Seattle 2. A booming RBI double for June. He just missed a home run as well. And the man who missed in tangent with him, Bellinger, coming to bat now. Runner in scoring position and only 1 away. Score is 2-2. Well, wake up, boys. That's a big hit for the Sonics. Bellinaris on deck and Doogie Pirate in the hole here. Bellinger looking to extend the rally, retake the lead for the Sonics. 1-0 on Bellinger, and he's going to be intentionally passed. Probably the good decision by all things considered. Bellinaris, club captain, still batting above 300, unless I misread that. Yes, sir. But he's been in a real bad slump as, overall down the stretch. A lot of 0-4 games, 1-4 games. Bounced back with a 2-4 game as that ball is high, ball 1. But overall, he's certainly not been the player that everyone knows him to be, and he will be the first one to tell you. But he laces that one up the middle. That falls to the center fielder. The play at second base will not be in time. Station to station go the runners. The bases are juiced for Doogie Pirate. Well, how about this, folks? A big chance for the Sonics to break the game open. Left-handed bat Doogie Pirate, or Fierce the pitcher to follow. So you really want Doogie to drive most of those runs in, as no offense to 6, 7, 8, 9, they're not as strong. 1-0 as that ball was taken high, slightly inside. But Doogie, last time up, popped to pitcher. Here's the 1-0. High again, ball 2, statued him, and I thought my game lagged for a second. That's how convincing it was. Third baseman shaded in, expecting a squeeze bunt, which would be a very shocking decision with the bases loaded. Well, you can bloop it over his head. Here's a 2-0. Check swing, but that ball was in there, strike 1. So, as we wait the 2-1 pitch, here it comes. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Well, it's Felinaris at first and Bellinger at second. June at third base. The score is 2-all here, bottom half of the third and 1 away. Big 2-2 pitch on its way. Quick pick. Not in time at third base. June almost caught napping there. Third baseman could not get to the bag in time. It was a good play by Dreadlord. I have to give credit to him. Credit where credit is due. Well, either way, well, still a 2-2 count here. And another quick pick now at second, and now we're just wasting everybody's time. Bellinger completely idle there at second base, taking in this beautiful view of 3 men on for Doogie Pirate. Felinaris now with a half lead off of first, and the pitch finally is low. Ball 3, a check down at third base. Not in time, and the count is full at 3-2 as that ball actually gone to the outfield. Well, as Doogie calls time, takes a little bit of a trot. Get limber again. Full count, payoff pitch. Frozen on the corner for strike 3, and they went for the double play again. It was not there. Up steps the pitcher, Oriferius. And, well, let's just say that, no offense, I'm not expecting a big hit from him, as you see the average. But, you know, pitchers always want to help their cause. Here's the pitch. Ball outside, 1-0. Good eye there from Oriferius. Was caught swinging at one of those his last time around. Riley Kias, the youngster, in the on-deck circle. No prior experience to the season. Not even an IPU or Asia, etc., etc. That's lown in. Ball 2. They picked him straight off the sandlots as Oriferius flew out to center field in a long at-bat in the 1-2-3 second inning. Dreadlord looking to get out of this jam now. 2-0. Here it comes. Quick pick at third. Just ridiculous. Now, I'm a big fan of old school traditional baseball. Everyone knows that. I like small ball. I like bunts. I like contact. I don't really care too much for home runs. They're always exciting, don't get me wrong. But there's a good reason why they instituted the pickoff rule in Major League Baseball. And that's why. It's just a groaner sometimes. I mean, Bellinger completely motionless at second base, and you're going to go there? It's one thing to go to third here. June dancing off every now and then. But I digress. Either way, as we've been talking, 3-0, and the pitch took it all the way, 3-1. Oriferius, not the strongest bat once again. I'm going to just take a guess here and assume a strike. Oriferius probably wants to take all the way. Dreadlord, oh my goodness gracious, didn't like the pitch. That's like his 6th disengagement of the past 2 at-bats. Well, either way, here we go. 3-1 on its way. Here it comes. Kick, wind, delivery. A long curve and a walk. An RBI walk for Oriferius. That will score the third Seattle run. So, as Jerko comes to pinch hit for Riley Kias now. Riley Kias bounded third to first last time up. And yes, it said bounded, not grounded. It was a bounding ball. Jerko steps to the plate. A decent bench player, not the strongest in the bat. Sometimes been in the 9-hole and played center field. The first pitch is check swing, ball 1. Also, an instrumental figure in the 8-run comeback against Los Angeles. It was really the bottom of the lineup that carried him. You know, like Jerko, full squad, Riley Kias, all those guys were the whole reason why they won that game. Well, either way, Jerko pinch hitting here in the third. Bases juiced for him and 2 away. 1-0, that is hit out over the head of the second baseman. No fall between right and second. The throw to first is not in time. Station to station, and everybody's safe. RBI single for Oriferius, and now the score is 4-2. Well, Jerko did his job here as Gabriel Plays comes to the plate. Let me just write everything in. Check swing, but that was in there for strike 1. Excuse me while I update my box score. My scorecard, excuse me. 0-1 now on Gabriel Plays, and the pitch is taken high. Ball 1. So it's Felinaris at third, and the pitcher Oriferius at second with a big walk. Jerko at first, and a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. hit up the middle. That will be a Texas leaguer between second and center field. Orferius stays at third as Bellinaris scores with another Seattle run. And how about that? Chalk off the fourth one for the Sonics. Another piece of timely hitting, and it brings up Jerwer. RBI single for Gabriel Plays. So Seattle's officially batted around the order now. Bases loaded. Jerwer, the 10th man to come up to the plate. It's going to mess up my scorecard because, you know, why not? But I'm more than happy to see it. 1-0 the count. That ball was taken. 2-0. High. Seattle have been eking away with singles. Still looking for the big one. Jerwer laces that up the middle. Center fielder is there to make the catch. 4, final out of the inning. Not before 10 Sonics come to the bat. As we go to the top half of the fourth, it was, 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. No errors and 3 left. So, to the top half of the fourth we go. Scores now. Seattle Sonics 5 and Chicago 2. Here's Father. Tied the game at 1 apiece with a first pitch solo home run with 2 outs in the second inning last time up. On deck, Dreadlord, 9th. Cactus Pro in the first position. Cactus Pro 0 for 0 with 2 intentional walks. Father waves at that one. The count now 0-2. Dreadlord got a single, helped his own cause. Did not come around to score, unfortunately for him. It's a 3-run game, certainly not out of reach by any standards. Here's the pitch, ball outside and way outside. 1-2 the count. It's definitely an enjoyable experience thus far for the Sonics. They went down 2-1 on a pair of solo home runs. That's hit up the middle, and that is caught. That is caught by Bellinger at second base. How about that? Well, Father lines second to open the inning, and up steps Dreadlord, captain. Come on, man. Here we go. Alright, Dreadlord, as I said, single last time up. Cactus Pro on deck now. Here's the pitch. High and in, ball 1. And now, 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. We're in the top of the fourth. Seattle leading 5-2. And the pitch. 2-1, ball high. That's in there. 4 strike, high and inside corner. And the count even at 2-2 now. Orferius working handily on the mound despite those 2 hiccups. That's low for ball 3 and the count now full. Get you some more updates from the other 2 games going on in a minute. Payoff pitch on its way. Here it comes. And it's a check swing. Did not go around. 1 out walk for Dreadlord. Good eye there. And it'll be an intentional walk for Cactus Pro. They are taking no chances. 3rd intentional walk in 4 innings. Here's Kixelry. Made out last time up. Flew out to right field in the second. Singled in the first. Score in the St. Louis and Arizona game. It's the Arizona 4th. Arizona leading 1-0 still. And in Baltimore. That is belted up to center field. That ball is far. That ball is gone and bounces off the top of the batter's eye for a big 3-run home run for Chicago. It ties the score at 5 apiece. Well, certainly not what we were looking for. As I was going to say, it's 5-1 San Francisco in Baltimore. Baltimore tacked on a run. Well, Cactus Pro and Dreadlord score ahead of Kixelry. A towering blast, and it's the 3rd time the ball's gone dead away center. Here's a man who had a solo home run. It's Executive Ed now coming to bat. Base is empty, one away. Top of the fourth. Seattle's 4-run rally completely tranquilized in one timely swing. Or Furious didn't like that. Let me tell you. First pitch is not in there. Ball 1. Executive Ed now at the bat. Temp Taser on deck. Doubled his last time up, Temp Taser. Executive Ed with a home run that bounced off the batter's eye last time up. Taken inside, strike 1. And Jammer in the hole. 0-2 today. Oh, here's the pitch from the right-hander. 1-1. That is hit weakly out to the third baseman. Gabriel plays, and the catch is made for the second out here in the top half of the fourth. Temp Taser now will step in. Struck out looking in the first. As I said, doubled in the third last time up. Fierce is ready now, and the pitch hit out the middle. Is that going to fall? Center fielder was ranging back for it, could not make the play. The throw to second is going to hold the runner at 2-1 base. So a 2-out single for Temp Taser. It brings up Jammer. Jammer popped to pitcher in the third, flew out to center in the first. Steps up now with a runner on and 2 away. On deck is Choate, 0-2 as well, with a pop out and a fly out. Here is looking to bear down here, and here's the pitch. That is hit. Foul. First base side. 0-1 the count now. I saw someone complain about the lack of enthusiasm in my voice. Let me believe you, I, more than anyone, would wish that I had a more exciting voice. But just be grateful I can enunciate well, as that 0-1 is lined out to left field to end the inning. Not before a big 3-run home run by Kixelry. It's 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Score after 3.5 innings is now Chicago 5, Seattle 5. So Echo coming to bat here, top half of the fourth. 2-for-2 today after being 0-for-4 last time around. Looks like Dreadlord will indeed take the mound for the bottom half of the fourth. 2 singles and scored on both on mad dashes. Was driven home by Bellinger in the first, was driven home by June in the third, both on ringing doubles to deep center field. Took the first pitch there for a ball. Count now 1-0. It's Echo, June, Bellinger. 1-2-3, top of the lineup. Bellinaires to fall in the cleanup spot. That ball is in there for strike 1. Count now 1-1. Here's the 1-1, and right-hander offers. It's lifted over the head of the second baseman. It's a Texas leaguer. Falls between right and second base. 3 singles in 3 at-bats for Echo. And the runner is on once again. The leadoff runner is on for the Sonics. And up steps June. Towering double last time up, as I said. Scored Echo from first base. Flied out to center field in the first. So definitely was looking for the power swap both times. First pitch is low. Ball 1. And that is high. Check swing. Did not go round. Count is 2-0 now. High again. Ball 3. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. Count now 3-1. Well. 3-1. Runner on. No outs. You're bottom out the fourth. Here's the pitch. And it's hit up to center field. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone. 2-run home run for Seattle. How about that from June? That's why they got him from San Francisco. 11th home run on the year. A beautiful blast that just cleared the center field wall. The score is now 7-5 Seattle. Rounding third and heading home now Echo and June. Echo scoring ahead of him. How about that from June? A beauty of a blast. A lined shot to center field. And that makes Seattle back in the lead here in the bottom half of the fourth. My, it's been a while since I've seen a Seattle home run, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Well, either way, up steps Bellinger to the plate now, looking to carry on with that power display. Bellinaris on deck, 1 for 2 today. Bellinger 1 for 1, as he's intentionally walked, PCB to the mound. 2-run home run. That ends the day for Dreadlord. Dreadlord does not get out after 3 innings of pitching. PCB to finish the inning. I'll get you the final stats on Dreadlord in just a minute. That was in there for strike. That is hit over the head of the shortstop. Left fielder was shallow, but not shallow enough. Bellinger with an infield single now. And the Sonics have a runner on after the 2-run home run for Bellinaris. Still nobody out in the inning. There's a Jaxo, ex-Seattle player, now with Portland, dancing around while he waits for his game to start in just a couple minutes. Portland are playing, where is it? Portland are playing Milwaukee. That's in there, ball 1. Anyways, sorry, I'm busy calculating this. One and 0, and here's the pitch. Southpaws yields, and that ball is inside. 2-0. Here's a 2-0. In there, 4th strike. Well, I'll get you the tally for Dreadlord. Here it is. In 3 innings pitched, 10 hits, 5 runs, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. That walk was intentional. 1 home run allowed. Count now 3-1 on Bellinaris. Doogie Pirate to follow, 0 for 2. Him and Jer were only Seattle players yet to get a hit today. The 3-1 is foul to the third base side. The count now is full. Well, it's Bellinger at first. Nobody out. Sonics leading 7-5 now. They really want this win. They need this win. This could eliminate Chicago as well. By the way, Bellinaris called time. Steps back in here. Left-handed batter on the left-handed pitcher. First southpaw to take the mound today. Calls time again. Getting his metal TV clip ready. Payoff pitch on its way now. And here it comes. The over the head windup and hit. Just over the head of the third baseman. That is gonna fall. Another Texas leaguer between third and left field. Station to station they go. Runners at first and second base for Doogie Pirate now, and still nobody out in the bottom half of the fourth. Looking to add on to their 2-run lead now. They once led by score of 5-2, as that's in there for a strike. A big 3-run home run by Kixelry tied the score at 5 apiece. Now in the bottom half of the fourth, Seattle answers back. A 2-run home run by June. Count now 1-1. That ball low. So it's a good day for the offenses. Bad day for the pitching staff, as it's a bit offensive game, and we're only in the bottom half of the fourth. 12 runs already have crossed the plate. Here is a 1-1. That is ripped! Left center field! Goodbye! See you! As that gets far into the outfield stands here in Seattle. It's a wallop of a 3-run home run. Sonics now lead 10-5. They double the score of the Ravens here in the bottom half of the fourth. Just a towering beauty from Doogie Pirate, and what an acquisition, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen. He's had his ups and downs here in his Sonics uniform, but they knew a talented ball player when they saw one, and then by Jove, they did get one. How about that from Doogie Pirate? How about that? Well, almost lost for words here. I need a little bit of coffee. I think it's cooled down by now. More than cooled down. I can't have it when it's scalding. Here comes the first pitch to Orpheus. It's in there for a strike. Had an RBI walk his last time up, and then flew out to center field. A long at bat in the second. Well, Dreadlord removed after the 2-run home run to June. PCB, as of now, not very effective either, as that is hit to third base on pop, and that's the first out of the inning. Well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I was not expecting that display of slugging prowess when we entered the bottom half of the fourth, but make no mistake, those 2 home runs have been timely. 0-1 in the count as that ball was in there for a strike on Jerko. Jerko with an RBI single just beat out a throw from the outfield, and that's outside, ball 1. Was left stranded at second base in the bottom half of the third. Well, Gabriel placed the follow RBI single of his own. That is popped in the air. Left field is there. Shortstop is there. Shortstop. Moss is the left fielder for the catch. And now the 9th man to the plate for the Sonics. 2 away here. But the damage already done. Left-hander delivers to Gabriel. Swing and a miss. Out in front of it. Mistimed the pitch, and that ball nowhere near the zone. Almost took off Gabriel's head. So the 0-1 from the port sider, and here it comes. High and in, ball 1. Well, I really am truly lost for words here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. Here's the 1-1 from PCB. Comes, and it's fouled to the third base side. Let me find the exact words that I used in the pregame about 10 minutes to first pitch. I said, and I quote, "As for Chicago, they have a healthy mix of arm and bat, and although I am indeed the Sonics broadcaster, I do have to say that the Ravens are the favorites coming into the night." And that was on the basis of the fact that Chicago has won 4 games in a row, Seattle lost 4. Well, knock on wood, ladies and gentlemen, when I say that I have been wrong as of now. Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom half of the 4th. Fouled. First base side will do it again. Damage, as I said already, been more than done. 5 runs and 5 hits in this inning. The starter knocked from the box after a 2-run home run by June. The reliever shelled for a 3-run home run already. And Gabriel lines that to third to end the inning. Well, as I said, a 2-run home run from June, a 3-run home run from Doogie Pirate, 5 runs on 5 hits, no errors and none left, and the score after 4 innings, Seattle 10, Chicago 5. So to the top half of the 5th we go. It's Choate, PCB, and Father coming up 6, 7, 8 in the lineup for Chicago. Choate 0 for 2 today. Pop to pitcher and fly to right. The flyout came in the 3rd, his last time up. Furious is still going to be on the mound, looking for the victory here. Already given up 5 runs, but now bolstered with a 5-run lead. Only needs to go 1 more inning for the decision. As it stands, the pitcher record is going to be Dreadlord after giving up that 2-run home run. I made a mistake when I said Dreadlord 5 runs on 10 hits, 7 runs on 10 hits. Everything else should be right. Struck out 1. That was Doogie Pirate looking. Bellinger is actually going to come to the mound. Walked 1. That was Bellinger intentionally. So, Orpheus' day might be done. Orpheus at second base. Figure out who's in the outfield. It's June. Doogie. And I can't see the right fielder. As that's strike. Here, we'll do this. Jerko and right. 0-1 on Choate. So Bellinger comes to the mound. I'll get you Orpheus' tally in a minute. First pitch, Choate was in there for a strike. 0-1 from the left-hander is popped to Gabriel plays over at third for the first out. So as PCB comes to the plate, Orpheus in 4 innings of work gives up 5 runs on 3, 5, 6 hits. All earned. Struck out 2. Walked 1, 2, 4. 3 of them intentionally, all of Cactus Throw. 1-0 on PCB now. So ball's taken. Gave up 1, 2, 3 home runs. Well, PCB, the reliever, gave up the 3-run home run to Doogie Pirate over in center field. As the count is 2-0 on him. Struck out looking in the 2nd. And popped to first in the 3rd. Last time up. 1 out here. And nobody on in the top half of the 5th. Here's the pitch from Bellinger. It's grounded on. Hard hit ball to third. Third to first in time. Gabriel to Gerwer for the second out. Brings up Father now. And once again, to refer to the person who said that I have no enthusiasm in my voice, I did debate for many years that that's pop to first base and caught for the final out in the inning. 1, 2, 3, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. The bottom half of the fifth we go. The score still Seattle 10 and Chicago 5. As I was going to say, I did debate for many years, and when I started out as a middle schooler and a freshman, I was very loud, was very passionate, very emotional. But as I got older, not only did I get more reasonable, I got a more developed form of speaking, in which that, I rather carry my voice by enunciation than just pure shouting. So forgive me if I'm not up to your standards. I don't know why that irked me so much, but I've heard that a couple times on occasion from people, and it's just how I talk. It's just who I am, and I'm sorry if you can't be happy with that. I hope you're happy with the 10-5 score for Seattle as much as I am, though. I think that's far more important than my voice. 1-0 on Gerwer now. There's no catcher for the Ravens. As Gerwer is 0 for 2 today. Grounded second to first and flew out to center field both in the third inning. 1-1 the count on him now as PCB starts his second inning of work. That is hit up to center field. That is going to be caught by the center fielder, ranging back a la Willie Mays. So 0 for 3 now. Gerwer. Up steps Echo with 1 out, nobody on, bottom half of the fifth. Echo is 3 for 3 today, 3 runs scored, all because he singled in the first, third, and fourth innings. Very good day at the plate for him. Make no mistake. Here's the pitch now. 1-0 the count, as that ball was low. So, for Chicago in the top half of the sixth, it's going to be 9-1-2 Dreadlord Cactus Pro Kixelry. As here comes a 1-0 from PCB. That's in there for a strike. Those games have started across the league, the 9 o'clock slots. Once again, it is, as my scorecard went underneath my desk, Chicago Breeze and Iowa, Portland and Milwaukee, Philadelphia and Washington. Those 9 o'clock games, as that's in there, 1 and 2 the count on Echo. 1 second as I get you the scores in the other 8 o'clock games. Once again, it was Arizona and St. Louis. Arizona is leading 1-0 as of my last checking. That's called third strike on Echo for the second out in the inning. It's 6-0 Arizona in the Arizona fifth. And it's 6-4 San Francisco in the Baltimore fifth. Well, Baltimore's been battling back. They were down 5-0. It was 5-1 last time we checked in with them. It is now 6-4, as I said. So here is June. RBI double in the third, 2-run home run in the fourth. A towering beauty of a blast. Oh, it actually wasn't that towering. Let's be a little more realistic. It was a nice lined shot, just cleared the center field wall. It was really Doogie Power's 3-run home run. That was the real towering blast. Let me tell you, folks. The hardest hit ball today, and we've seen 3 Chicago balls hit straight away to the batter's eye. First pitch outside, ball 1. Bellinger in the hole. 2 for 2 today, a single, an RBI double, and an intentional walk. Scored twice, all told. 1-0 pitch is popped up to first base. That will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. To the top half of the sixth we go. The scores now still Seattle 10 and Chicago 5. So it's Dreadlord, Cactus Pro Kixelry, 9-1-2. Dreadlord, 1 for 1 with a walk, a run scored, and a single. That single came in the second inning. Walked and scored in the fourth off of Kixelry's 3-run home run. So Bellinger set out to do the work. He is now the pitcher of record after picking up the win as it stands by pitching the 5th inning. And looking, of course, to add on a couple more innings. Bellinger had one bad outing. I think it came against San Diego. San Diego is now... I forget. San Diego is now Baltimore. Averin had a 6-0 shutout. That was the first game I broadcasted, I believe, in SESN booth. Here's the 1-1 on Dreadlord. Ball outside, 2-1. Two and two the count now. Yeah, camera angle got the stadium looking like the polo grounds indeed. Let me tell you, folks, my parents, not my parents, sorry, my family had season tickets for the 1960 through 64 seasons at the polo grounds. Sorry, 63 season at the polo grounds. So that's a 6-3 ground out to open up the top half of the sixth. Not for a baseball team. The New York Mets played there as well when they started out in the National League, but the New York Titans, the Titans of New York of the American Football League. We had a family had season tickets from that first season in 1960 through Shea Stadium, through Giant Stadium, through to New Meadowlands Stadium, now MetLife Stadium, until the early thousands. So very Jets family. Unfortunate, I guess, but my dad was lucky. He was there at the 1968 AFL Championship game. He was in the end zone where Don Maynard caught the winning touchdown, the ultimate winning touchdown. They played the Oakland Raiders. Darryl LaMonica had a drive going after that, but he threw a swing pass out to Hewitt Dixon, I believe, the fullback. It went behind Dixon, and it was recovered for a fumble. And then by then, the Jets just kept running the clock out, and Oakland could not get a chance to score. Jets won the game and won arguably the most important Super Bowl of all time, Super Bowl III. Beat Baltimore 16-7 on a Matt Snell touchdown and 3 Jim Turner field goals. It's 2-1 now in Cactus Pro, left-handed pitcher. And here's the pitch. Ball 3 inside. It's been a long at bat. I got to tell a whole story in one go. Cactus Pro, first time they're pitching to him. Intentionally walked all 3 times. Count now full, as that was a nice fastball on the outside half. And for the person who told me to stop being so monotone, I feel my voice. It's going to feel awful tomorrow, Valentine's Day. Here's the full count. That is hit straight to the second baseman for the second out. So I guess they were scared about nothing, or knock on wood, going a P2 route to Cactus Pro. The 3 intentional walks, and in the first at-bat they pitch, it's a weak line out to second base. Here's Kixelry. A big 3-run home run off the batter's eye in the fourth, singled in the first, flew out to right in the second. The pitch that is lined up the middle, and Doogie Pirate is there for the third out. 1-2-3 went Chicago. To the bottom half of the sixth we go. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Score remains Seattle 10, Chicago 5. So it's 3-4-5 in the lineup. Bellinger, Bellinaris, Doogie Pirate. Bellinger's 2 for 2 today with an RBI double, a single, an intentional walk, and 2 runs scored. PCB still out to do the pitching for Chicago. Now working from behind. With the results around the league, this could eliminate Chicago. 0-1 the count, as that is in there for a strike. A nice little hard curveball. Didn't curve very much, but it wasn't a fastball. 0-1 now. That is a slow one, but fouled to the third base side. Count now quickly, 0-2. Well, here's the pitch, and it's hit weakly, 1 hopper to third onto first in time for the first out. Bellinaris now comes to bat. 2 singles, 2 runs scored. You can read for yourself. Both came in the fourth and third innings, and he lined out to shortstop in the first. Well, first out here in the bottom half of the sixth, 7th inning stretch coming up. 1-0 the count, that ball way outside. PCB's been doing the pitching since the fourth. Dreadlord tried to start that bottom half of the fourth as the 1-0 comes, but gave up a 2-run home run. PCB has come in relief, given up a 3-run home run, had a 1-2-3 inning in the fifth, and sort of settled down by now. 1-1 the count now, as here comes the pitch from the port side. That is tapped weakly to second base. A slow dribbler, a diving stop for some reason, safe at first with an infield single. Very, very interesting fielding play there by the second baseman. Dove for it for some reason. I'm not going to entirely ever be sure. And allowed Valinares to reach with a late throw. So PCB probably remonstrating with his second baseman. If I zoom in, it's Kixelry at second base at the Keystone. Doogie Pirate, big 3-run home run in the fourth. Struck out looking in the third, popped a pitcher in the first. So he's really made up for it with that big at-bat. First pitch is on a drive to right field. Oh, kiss that one goodbye. That's gone. That just clears the wall. Another home run for Doogie Pirate. What a day. What a day for Doogie Pirate. A 2-run home run scores Valinares ahead of him here, as the score is now 12-5 Seattle. How about that? Doogie Pirate coming across home plate here now. Dreadlord and PCB have been walloped in this make-or-break game for the Ravens, let me tell you, boys. As now comes Oriferius, the starting pitcher today, to the plate. Will not get the win, only went 4 innings, gave up 5 runs. Dreadlord still the pitcher record as it stands, even though PCB has now given up 7. No, he's given up 5 runs. Dreadlord gave up 7. Other way around. 0-1 the count now on Oriferius. Right-handed batter on left-handed pitcher. Here's the pitch. The sidearm is in there, and it's lined up the middle. That ball is over the head of the center fielder. That's going to hit the wall by the warning track. Rounding first, heading second is Oriferius. He's going to go all the way. The play at second base is not in time. Stand-up double. And now 1 on, 1 away, and a runner in scoring position for Jerko. Looking to add on to the tally here in the bottom half of the 6th. Once again, 7-run lead for the Sonics. PCB working quick. That ball is on the outside edge of the plate for a strike. 0-1 the count on Jerko. Jerko, last time up, made out to shortstop. RBI single in the... Oh my goodness! Lace to deep center field. Is that going to clear the scoreboard? No, it's not. It's just such a high arcing ball there. That's another 2-run home run for the Sonics. It's 14-5. Chicago being blindsided by Seattle Power, as that ball was on a massive parabolic arc there, ladies and gentlemen. And now Oriferius scores ahead of him. Jerko comes across the plate with another 2-run home run. Jeez, I don't know why that got me so much. Well, either way, it's another pitching change here. Oriferius and Jerko knock PCB out of the game following the Doogie Pirate 2-run home run. 9-run lead for the Sonics as Gabriel Plays comes to bat. So PCB goes a third of an inning, yields for Cactus Pro. I'll get you his pitching stats in just a minute. Gabriel Plays 1 for 3, RBI single in the third inning, a ground out and a pop out. Let's see, PCB. That is hit to shortstop, short on the first in time. So I'm trying to figure out something here. Up steps Jer. We're 0 for 3 today. A ground out second to first and 2 flyouts to center field. It's in there for a strike, 0-1. And now, count quickly, 0-2. Alright, I'm ready now. PCB, 2 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 7 runs, swing and a miss for strike 3. That will do it here. To the 7th inning stretch we go. This will give me a minute. It was 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and none left in the inning. As the score now is Seattle 14, Chicago 5. It was 2 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 1 strikeout, no walks, and 3 home runs allowed by PCB. So Cactus Pro gets the last 2 outs of the inning quickly. Gabriel Plays and Joe were retired. Top half of the 7th on its way. It's going to be Executive Ed, Temp Taser, and Fast K Jammer. 3, 4, 5 coming up for the Chicago Ravens, but a 9-run hole with 9 outs to get them. It's going to be tough. Chicago's season potentially on the line here, depending on other results across the league. So Bellinger on hand here for the top half of the 7th. Some of the players yet to take the field here. Want to know the count on Executive Ed, that ball in there. It is hit, bounding ball, second, over to first, in time for the first out. So one away here. Here is Faded Eli. I was right all that time ago. That was Eli over at first, making his first batting appearance in lieu of Temp Taser. Faded Eli. Batting in the 7th inning for Temp Taser. Temp Taser went 2 for 3 today, double, a single, and a strikeout. Did not score, did not drive in a run, as that ball was inside, ball 1. 3, 0, 2, 0, 0, 1. Okay. First pinch bat for Chicago. Jerko, the pinch hitter for the Sonics. 1-0 on Eli, and here it comes. Fouled, first base side. He reached out for that one and just, barely a piece of it. Not very good contact by any stretch of the imagination. So 1-1 and 1 out here. Top of the 7th, nobody on, and 9-run lead for the Sonics, leading 14-5. And here's the pitch in there for the second strike. Count now 1-2. The 1-2 now. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and down he goes. Second out here in the top half of the 7th. Fast K Jammer 0 for 3 today. Popped the pitcher in the 3rd. Line to the left in the 4th, and also line to center field in the 8th. That line out to the left last time up. That is fouled. First base side. 0-1 the count now. Bellinger been doing very well as it stands. That was reached out for and fouled again. 0-2. As that is lifted out to right field in a hurry. Caught at the warning track for the 3rd out. Good catch there by Jerko, hugging the wall, reached out and got it. So to the bottom half of the 7th we go. 1, 2, 3 went Chicago again. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. Bellinger's 3rd 1, 2, 3 inning of work. Score remains Sonics 14, Chicago 5. Bottom 7th we go. Here comes Echo now. Echo 3 for 4 today. Made his first out. Struck out looking in the 5th. But 3 singles, 3 runs scored. Very good day by no hard thought. That is hit out to the warning track. Will the right fielder get there? He will not. It falls, and it's a base hit for Echo. Rounding first and heading for second. Looking for his first extra base hit of the day. Kelly Slide. He's safe. Leadoff double for Echo, and it brings up Koala Lord. Had that booming 2-run home run in the 4th. Popped to first to end the 5th last time up, and had an RBI double in the 3rd. On deck, Bellinger, as Echo with that leadoff double. A lot of at-bats for the Sonic team, hoping that they only have to bat in the 8th inning, don't have to bat in the 9th. Hugging this 9-run lead, 1-0 on June. 1-1 now. It's been a great day up and down the batting order. Every man other than Jerwar in the 9-hole has had a hit. I guess technically Riley Kias didn't have a hit, but 7th position thanks to Jerko. Big 2-run home run, single, RBI single as well. 2-2 the count now on June. Evened up. June traded from San Francisco for Tux, Notre Dame Flamejuice, and Gregsy alongside Orfurious. Both have had a part to play. Orfurious with that big time RBI walk in the 3rd. That's fouled. First base side. That allowed Jerko and Gabriel Plays to both RBI single for 2 extra runs on top of that extra run. Count now full still. 3-2. Cactus Pro looking for their first full inning of work by getting a first out here in the bottom half of the 7th. Left-hander is ready. Kicks, winds, delivers. Here it comes. Hit. Oh, just to second base. Second on to first in time for the first out. Upsets Bellinger now. Still a runner in scoring position. Echo did not leave that second base. On deck is Captain Villanaris, and he's had a good day too. 1-0, ball high. You know, the captain's got to lead the line for the team, and he's done a good job. He's got 3 singles and 3 runs. Here's the 1-0 now. In there for a strike. Bellinger didn't want to pull the trigger on that one. Had a nice RBI double in the 1st, singled and scored in the 4th, intentionally walked in the 3rd and scored as well. Grounded 3rd to 1st last time up. Well, 2-2 now. And the pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3, and down goes Bellinger. Well, brings up Villanaris with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Sonics have been pretty efficient, other than that bases left stranded, but they did score 4 runs in the 3rd. This would be their 5th runner left on base if they do not drive him in. One and one now is taking all the way so far is Villanaris, excuse me. Checked swing, did not go around. Ball 2 outside. Well, Dreadlord, losing pitcher as it stands. 7 runs on 10 hits in 3 innings. PCB in relief, not much better. 7 runs on 6 hits, 2 1/3 innings. I don't know how that's possible. 4 hits there. 3. Oh, it should be 7 hits. 7 runs and 7 hits. Excuse me. Is that his hit? Off the wall, left field. Excuse me. Oh my God, I thought it was gonna be a flyout. Echoes around to score with the 15th Seattle run. So they trade places. Villanaris with a nice RBI double. Excuse me. I was reading my scorecard and I thought that was going to be a flyout. By the way, upsets Doogie Pirate. That beautiful 3-run home run. Lifts that one out to right center. Right fielder is there to make the catch. 2 well, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. To the top half of the 8th we go. Score now, Seattle 15, Chicago 5. The show 8, PCB Father, 6, 7, 8. In the bottom half, in the top half of the 8th here. Dreadlord, the captain to follow in the 9-hole. Bellinger out here looking for his 4th inning of relief. I wouldn't be surprised if they put in a reliever for the 9th. 1-0 the count. All inside. Is in the dirt, ball 2. Here's a 2-0. Kick, wind, delivery. In there for a strike. So here's the 2-1. It's in there, and it's lifted out of center field. Doogie Pirate there to make the catch for the first out. Here's Javiera pinch hitting in the 7th position in the 8th inning for PCB. PCB finishes the day 0-for-3 with his strikeout. 1-0 the count. Chicago pulling out all the stops here. Down 10 runs, top half of the 8th. Might as well see what everyone else off the bench has. Wow, pitching was just terrible. I mean, they had a 4-1 game against Milwaukee. I think there was a complete game thrown. If I don't remember, by Fishies. There was a question mark on it, but I think it was a complete game. They've been cruising. They've had some good results in that 4-game win streak, but just not up to standard today, and this was the big one. All those 4 wins mean nothing if they don't win today. It's a foul ball, third base side. So count even at 2-2 now. Check swing did not go round. 3-2 the count. Other standings from across the league in just a minute. Payoff pitch is on its way. Up the box. To shortstop. Echo is gonna walk it all the way over to first. Always run your groundouts, ladies and gentlemen. Always run out your groundouts. Pinch hitting in the 8th inning, Madeira. Not making a good name for themselves, but only running out their groundout. Well, either way, here's Father. Had a solo home run that tied the score at 1 apiece. That and the home run that made it 2-1, probably the best. It's the Arizona 7th. Arizona now only leading 6-4. It's the San Francisco 8th. San Francisco only leading 7-6. Our game, of course, Chicago 8th, 15-5 Seattle. It's 1-0 Iowa in the Chicago 1st. It's 2-0 Portland in the Milwaukee 2nd. And it's 1-0 Washington in the Washington 3rd, as that's a ground ball to shortstop on to first in time for the 3rd out. 6-3 and another 1-2-3 inning. Chicago going out with a whimper. Bellinger been perfect in 12 outs of relief. 4 innings all told. So Cactus Pro back on the mound here. Bottom half of the 8th. It's Oriferius, Jerko, Gabriel plays. Due up. Here's a pitch to Oriferius. That is rifled down the right field line. That will touch down and almost make it to the warning track. Rounding first, heading second is Oriferius heading back. A 2-for-4 day today, including an RBI walk. Opens up the bottom half of the 8th here with leadoff single. Upsets Jerko, now above the 300 line. Great bench player, let me tell you, boys. That's in there for a strike. Wrong angle. Oriferius here at first. Here's L1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 now. And here's the pitch. It's hit up the middle. That is gonna be caught. Just snared. I thought that was a trap, but it is in fact caught by the center fielder for the first out. Here's the pitch. Fouled back behind the screen. 0-1 the count. On Gabriel plays. 1 for 4 today. RBI single in the third. Nothing else. 2 groundouts. 1 in the second. 1 in the sixth. And line to third in the fourth. Here's the pitch. Hit straight to the second base. This could be 2. Second. On to short. On to first to end the inning. 4-6-3 in your scorecard. No runs on 1 hit. No errors. And none left. So, to the top of the ninth we go. The score, Seattle 15, Chicago 5. Once again, if Arizona and Iowa win, Chicago are eliminated. If Chicago lose, I don't know if they're guaranteed eliminated. Well, either way, here we are. I think they would be, because it would be 2 games behind Seattle. So, yes, they would be eliminated. Well, it's the last of the ninth for Dreadlord. Cactus Pro Kixelry 9-1-2. And Herculean effort. Too little, too late. A 4-game win streak for the Ravens. 4-game loss streak for the Sonics. As that's a slow one. Second on to first in time for the first out here in the ninth. Down goes the captain of the Chicago team. Here's Cactus Pro now. As I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen, it was too little too late. 4-game win streak down the home stretch. But as Cactus Pro gets a consolation home run to right center here, makes the score 15-6, breaks up Ballinger 4 1/3 innings of perfect relief. There you go. Home run for Chicago. Good day for Cactus Pro. All told, 3 intentional walks, solo home run. 1 for 2. I accidentally wrote it in Kixelry's scorecard. As they come to bat, 2 for 4 today. Big 3-run home run in the fourth. That could have been a real killer, but instead Seattle battled back in some fashion. All told, had a 10-run lead after that solo shot by Cactus Pro. Well, Executive Ed could very well be the last Chicago out if Kixelry does not get on. Here's the pitch from Bellinger. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Steps out and steps back in here. Kixelry. Singled in the first. 3-run home run in the fourth, as I said. Flew out to right in the second. Flew out to center in the sixth. Looking for a third hit here. Seattle looking for a second out in the top of the ninth. 9-run lead and 2 outs away from a very important victory. The 1-1 is popped straight in the air. Captain Bellinaris is there to make the catch get mossed by Bellinger for the second out. There's Executive Ed now. I guess he very well could be the last out. There's nobody standing at first base. Yeah, we're heading back. Holy. Jerko playing right down the line at right field. A lot of space there in the gap. First pitch in there for a strike. Well, let's hope we get a post-game interview because this is a 9-run victory. Grounded up the box. Short. Left the game. That will do it. Round out. Unassisted and shortstop. 1-2-1. Hit. For 1 run. No errors. And none left. And the score after 8.5 innings. The Seattle Sonics have won this game by a score of 15-6. The winning pitcher is Bellinger, 5 innings in relief. The losing pitcher is Dreadlord, 3 innings, give up 7 runs as the starting pitcher for the Ravens. I will give you your line scores in just a minute. We'll see if we have a post-game interview also. Please stand by.
All right, we good. We live. We set.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. I'm joined here by Kaz, a Seattle player. Well, first off, congratulations on a very big victory. How are you guys feeling?
The vibe was. It went how it was shaky at first. It was shaky, but once we got into a roll, it might as well have been going ahead and administering jabs to the left, jab to left, handing out a Texas 10 piece from not KFC, from Church's Chicken. Out of the way. Now the offense went ahead and clicked how it needed to do. Like this was literally one of our best offensive games that we have all season. So, and
Yeah.
it was a competitive game by the Ravens, but unfortunately, sometimes you gotta lay your head at night. You gotta realize that sometimes you can't always win those ones. And for us, that's where we go ahead and get out of that bad funk, get all that bad stench out the way. Take a nice shower, if you understand what I'm saying.
I think I get the gist of it. Yeah, I mean, Chicago came in this game 4-1, 4-game winning streak, excuse me. Seattle 4-game losing streak. You talked about shaky. It certainly was shaky at the beginning. It was 1-0. Seattle after Bellinger's RBI double in the top half of the first. And then, let's see, in the top half of bottom half of the first. And top half of the second, Father equalized with a solo home run. Top half of the third, Executive Ed put Chicago up 2-1. Think that was their last lead of the game. After that, bottom half of the third, 10 men came to the plate, and then in the bottom half of the fourth, 8 men came to the plate. Well, anyone say something in the dugout? What happened there? That was a big explosion by any means.
He was going off. Like when those home runs started popping, we decided there was no time. There's no time to stop the show. That the show must go on. I can find around, but still though, it was once we got a roll, it was legitimately what we needed, and it was just hit after hit after hit after hit, and which main thing is shout out to that boy Doogie Pirate because that brother was going ahead and was claiming some of that pirate booty that that you hear about in the old pirate times, claiming getting that treasure of 2 home runs, and of course Bellinger going ahead and getting a long relief appearance, got the save. I'll say tonight went ahead and it was a good night.
I mean, Doogie Pirate definitely the main talking point. 5 RBIs all told on his 2 home run blasts, and both of them were beauties, let me tell you. But a bit of unexpected power from the pinch hitter, Jerka, 7th man up in the lineup. Talk about how they were feeling after that 2-run home run in the 6th inning after Doogie had homered.
It was still going crazy. Like again, we were like the vibe. Like if we wasn't already like if there was any stress that went ahead and we probably had, it probably was like mostly out the window. So with that being said, he was able to go ahead, loud, and just settled in and just play hard point with and get it done.
All right. One more, because I know Seattle's having a little bit of watch party over the other games. Of course, a big victory. I believe this eliminates the Chicago Ravens from the standings, so we don't really have to talk about them. But as of Seattle, right now they're on the outside looking in. San Francisco, I believe, tied with Baltimore right now towards the end of that game. Arizona just slightly ahead of St. Louis. Of course, the game's in the 9 o'clock slot, not really developed as it stands. This is a big win for Seattle because this puts them in prime position. The last game of the season comes against Portland, fellow playoff hopefuls. How's the team feeling heading into that last game come Sunday?
I thought we was playing tomorrow.
Oh, I think are they not? I think they're skipping.
I said
because,
I thought
Valentine's Day.
ah man. I mean, to be fair though, Valentine's Day is a different day. Okay, I'm not gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna say anything crazy because we live. We are. We got to keep professional. You know, understand what I'm saying? Anywho, so Sunday. Oh, Sunday. Well, plenty of things that have to go ahead and happen. So we took care of Chicago. They gone. So South Side is no more. However, there are some teams that we have to worry about, which was Arizona and Iowa. Like, and then also, what else? So Arizona and Iowa, and then San Francisco. San Francisco, they not like while they are a good team. If you went ahead and you really pay attention to the whole thing, like they've been rather per se inconsistent, and that inconsistency has been. I mean, both sides really like. You could argue that we could be too, but like for them, like I've had to see those games. So I'm talking from like an independent standpoint. Like they're gonna have to. They got some good players. It's just how they operate is not generally ideal to what you'd like per se, right? So hopefully, all things considered, if Baltimore can go ahead and can get the win right now, which would be nice. I'm talking nice. Like easy peasy lemon squeezy type nice. Take care of that. That's one position to go ahead. Like that's one less team they're going to worry about. As for Arizona, let's be for real, like that team, when they didn't when that team on paper probably is as pretty talented as people will go ahead and will give them credit for. Like the only reason why I don't think really much people will go ahead and will say otherwise is because there's always something that went ahead and happened that they went ahead and they kind of went backwards. Like they're like those exploits for them. So
I just want to cut you off right now. Sorry. In San Francisco, in the top of the 10th inning, Newbury just hit a solo home run to lead off the top half for Baltimore. I think scores 8-7 Ospreys. So
thank you.
That's a big.
How do you exist? But if you exist, I'm gonna need that Baltimore Ospreys win. that way the Jailbirds gonna be really in the patty whack. I mean, from what I understand, is that they technically would be like eliminated from like they'd be in the worst spot of elimination. Portland though, from what I understand, let me see where Portland at. Yeah, they
losing Milwaukee
they down
right
6.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, Portland. Yeah, they lose. Another team to go ahead and Milwaukee going ahead and that one's an expectation game that they're just doing what they have to do. So I can't really comment too much on that part. So really, like tonight in this whole thing, like Milwaukee is probably going to go ahead and do their thing. If like I said, if Arizona loses and if Iowa loses, we can put ourselves really back into like a freaking 3-way for probably go ahead and seeing fate. And that would mean having to go ahead and that's just from what we have. That's basically what's out of our control. What's in our control though is that Sunday we taking on what used to be the LA Reapers, now the Portland Stags. I gotta go ahead. I'm gonna go and cut a little promo here. I'm gonna say this straight up. That team, and oh my goodness,
Yeah, I saw that. I'm on my alt here.
Arizona went ahead and got a home run. God damn it.
Yeah.
God dang it, Ricky Bobby. We need you guys to go ahead and not give it any more runs.
Jumping on my alt account.
Yep. Yeah, I see. Yeah, god dang it.
Yeah, well,
but yeah, like I was saying about Portland though. Portland, they got some guys that are trying to go ahead and get that chance too. But we got some revenge. There's some revenge, some trouble on our mind Sunday. And hopefully Sunday, we go ahead and we show up. We bring the belt and we whoop ass. And I'm talking an absolute chancla, an absolute whooping.
Well,
like man, this is like we gonna have our work cut out for us. But if we take care of business though, just saying, we gonna be all right.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm gonna do my spiel now. If you give me a second.
Right. Okie dokie.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from Kaz, Seattle bench player. Good. Had a big RBI, 3 RBI triple against Los Angeles, that 8-run comeback. You heard from him, his thoughts, the team's thoughts through him. Final score from Seattle, a big win for the Sonics that eliminates the Chicago Ravens. 15-9, your final. 15-6, your final tally. Winning pitcher is Bellinger. 5 innings of relief work in lieu of Orifurious. Losing pitcher is Dreadlord. 7 runs on 10 hits and 3 innings pitched. Well, a great offensive display for the Sonics. Decent from the Ravens, but not enough. They just completely catapulted in the 3rd and 4th innings. It was 10 men came to the plate in the 3rd, 8 men came to the plate in the 4th, 9 runs scored through those innings, 4 runs scored in the 6th on a pair of 2-run home runs that knocked the reliever PCB from the plate. Well, anyways, yes sir, 15-9, and a game that Portland look forward to. This is your broadcaster wishing you fair weather, saying good night, and we hope to see you for that big game against Portland. All right, once again, this was SESN on the air, saying so long and good night.